All right. Well, Ashley. Hey, Ashley. How's it going? Can you hear me okay? Sounds okay? Hey, Nessa. We're going to get started here shortly. We're just going to wait for a few more people to come in, and then we're going to do an angel therapy card unboxing. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about the new cards. I had a little peek at them. They've already been cleared, cleansed. I bought them secondhand in a lot of time. It came in contact. I actually bought Doreen Virtue before. And you hear so much about her. So it's like over marketed, I think. And then, trying to get a set of Doreen Virtue cards. What do you think of the picture? You think that looks good? I think that kind of keeps the kind of Native American theme going that I normally like to be the spiritual energy of, right? So different things that you get to experience. Okay, are we all there? Okay, so wait for a few people. But Ashley, how have you been doing, my girl? One of my best moderators. Just move this down a bit here. Um, so yeah, so um, I really, we were having a really awesome day up until a couple hours ago. For those of you that were watching the stream yesterday, I was talking about my cats going into labor and having kittens, and that I wanted to have a little raffle draw to help cover the cost of having these little kittens, munching and eating and pooping. And I was playing with her earlier, and she was chasing around the city a lot. Well, she went into the back room, which is going to be my office storage area right now. Proceeded to go and have them on her own. And you have to hear it. It's not coming through the radio. I'm not hearing things. There's definitely meowing going on in my house. So automatically I knew that the babies were somewhere, and I went looking around frantically. Well, lo and behold, I found her in the box spring of the bed that was leaned up against the wall that she was having them. So if you pull that back, all that, that white batten stuff, and you just pull it back and take a view of the actual box spring. It's made of wood. So on the frame, though, has cloth around the edging. So when it was on its side, the cloth was, where she had them. But she had them actually inside the box spring, and she was at the very far corner. Um, there was no way for her to get in or to get out comfortably. So I did hear her starting to hiss, and she was just in protective mama mode. Being feral, that she came to me feral, meaning she came to me wild. She didn't have any places or things, right? She was just basically, I think it was one of the litter mates from the last litter that we ended up, a female cat had given birth in our shed, and she had we found them. So I think that what happened was she moved them, and that one got left behind. Um, she's very, what's the word that I'm looking for? She's very unpredictable. You can on them and see if she's doing okay, because I don't want her moving the babies from the bed. So give me like 30 seconds. So yeah, so babies are eating. Everything looks good from this point of view. So I think I'm just going to let her be for the next little while. Babies are nursing and sleeping, so we've got 4. So I was saying like 7. I was guesstimating 7. So if my girl ends up having 3, Jack usually 7 kittens, but she did end up having 5. But we're gonna try to, maybe come up with a name for the baby. We don't want him to have an unmarked grave. Return him to the earth from which you came, right? So if you guys have, a spiritual kind of undertone to a name, and then it was taken from us. So due to the lack of her knowing what to do, unfortunately, I didn't know where she even gone into labor. She didn't give any notifications to me at all, or any signs. She was there playing with the string, and then next thing she was gone. I thought maybe she'd gone outside or something because they like to spend their time outside. But I'm very happy. I'm very happy that we still have the 4 at least. So so if you guys want to, kind of think it over, I'll ask again at the end of the stream if you guys have any suggestions for what kind of, maybe we can get an angel name from the therapy cards. Maybe that's why we're going to do the unboxing of angel cards. So maybe we can, if there's a name that we come across when we do the unboxing or during readings, feel free to mention it, because I do want this little, soulless body now to be able to at least feel like it mattered. Regardless, it's part of us. So yeah, so if you guys can kind of help me out on that one, I'd really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Seeing as I'm going to be doing readings for you guys, if there's a name that you kind of, but it has to be spirit based. So say like, like Archangel Michael, he's an angel, right? It has to have a spiritual tone to it, so like my mystical oracle or mystic oracle 333, that's like a spiritual name that I have. One of the many, mind you. But just kind of thinking on a mysticism kind of energy for that poor baby that didn't even get a chance to breathe his first breath. I don't think he even made it that long, but I don't know. But they were very cold. They were extremely cold when I got there. Went to go on. She was just stubborn. I had her bed put in the back room for her to go and have them on, but she didn't do it. I missed you guys too. Really, I did. And I've been going through some stuff lately, career-wise, and it just seems like everything gets more complicated as I go along, right? But taking the time out to focus on myself, kind of weighing out the option. It's great that I get paid to someone. It takes away the benefit somebody else on top of it, right? So it's great that you get a couple $100 every week and like 2, 3, or 4 minutes under what I'm supposed to have. Like it's supposed to go for a minimum of 28 minutes, right? To be on the higher end scale, right? So anything, that's an over is a bonus. So, so I wanted to see something. I took off I took Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and today I took off. And I got an email last night in regards to me giving them a call. So um, I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to, if it doesn't work out, that, this specific, really look at myself and say, is this really worth, sacrificing your integrity, tarnished by, that on some of them, kind of pulled that energy out, and it's been, I'm gonna have a discussion with Lee. I can find another one. It's not a big deal, not a big deal at all. But I'd rather be more suited into a position that is specific for spirit communication, and I have found a couple places that I can do this still from my home, which is a bonus. So I got in touch with them, sending my information over, and we'll see what happens. I'm very forward. I'm honest. I'm very, I have a lot of energy. Sometimes I don't show it as high energy. Sometimes I just kind of hold it in. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right? So, with no further ado, um, oh, first off, oops, RUZY is the name of the crystal, and it's like green in color, like an emerald green, and it's got white dream catcher. I was thinking about making, to be reflecting the light in. So yeah, so I've got a few. You can place them flat on your hold. It's like holding, like a gun pistol almost, right? I don't know what the other one was. There was one more energy that it really bumps up that we have on this channel that I've been working like I'd been doing this for like 50 years. You know what I mean? Like it just brought me some real good balance, which is what I was really needing. So maybe this might have an effect when I'm doing my readings on the line as well. But expressing myself and not, if I don't express myself to the situation, it's a great place. Like I have people that are calling back and being regulars and stuff, and it's great, right? So are we still buffering, you guys? Are you guys having a hard time? Oh, she did tell you, did she? Awesome. Like there's so much. I have never done a reading like what I've been getting for her. Like I have two different deck of cards. Okay, so I'll just explain this to you guys real quickly so you have a better understanding as to what I'm saying. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I use the Witch's Tarot, right? And then I also use the Rider-Waite. Okay, so what happened was I really started melding with these cards when I first got them, and they're like my go-to deck currently. And they're worn. Like they're not highly or high grade cards. You know what I mean? Like you'd like the hard stiffness. It's more like playing cards. Like if you were to buy just a regular deck of playing cards with jacks, diamonds, and all that. It's kind of like that material. It's not anything that's extravagant. So it was great to learn on. I still use them, but for some reason I was neglecting Mr. Rider-Waite. This deck I was ignoring because that was my first ever deck that I bought. Okay, so this is what I started with. And it came to me because I felt a lot more feminine experiences were coming through these cards. So I was trying to give it a feminine energy, which it took on. And then this one came forward, gave me the message of, okay, then we're the masculine version. This is where, East meets West, boy meets girl, yin yang, so the balance of the readings that I do always, especially in the love readings, I use two decks. I'll do the female version and what's going on in the female's life, and then I'll also do the male version, which is going on in the male's life. Okay, so if you guys are doing love readings, that's what you can expect to be happening for it. If you're just wanting general information, we can either pick, if you're wanting to work with your masculine energy that you've kind of taken on, or you want to work with feminine energy when you do a reading, please let me know ahead of time, because we do have masculine cards and we have female cards that have their identity now, that they've been working and kind of have their own little want to be in the club kind of thing, right? So that's what that's about. Okay, so if you want future readings from now on, if you are needing a reading, you can either choose to work with your feminine energy and find out what the feminine energy that you need to work with is. It could be causing you some blockages as well. Or if you want to work with your masculine energy, whatever it may be. So we're typically just energy reading. I don't get into like the astrology part of it. I don't think I